Hey everybody, Dave here. Happy 2023, and today I want to share with you guys some ideas of how you can study Chinese in 2023. One of my main goals on my channel is to inspire people to learn Chinese, so one of the best ways that you can help me do that is to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe. This will help my channel grow and help more people across the globe have an interest in studying Chinese. With that being said, I don't want to waste anybody's time today, so let's get into the business. Today, I want to talk about 5 different things. First of all, I want to talk about how you can structure your Chinese studies in 2023, what types of content you should be learning, the types of media that you can absorb content from, how to stay motivated and disciplined with studying, and then also what to learn. First of all, let's talk about the foundation of your Chinese studies. So I always find when we're wanting to learn something new that we really need to have structure to it. What this is going to look like for you guys is you want to find some way to basically structure your Chinese learning. For example, there's a lot of Confucius Institutes all across the globe, and they often have beginner Chinese classes. The first way that I would recommend basically structuring your Chinese studies is around a class itself. If you can find a language institute somewhere close to where you're learning, that's the best option that you have. If, for example, that you don't have that, there's other ways that you can structure your studies as well too. For example, there's lots of great apps these days that have Chinese language classes already built into them. A good example would be something like Duolingo. You can utilize something like Duolingo to basically start your Chinese studies and then continue to improve over time. Another option that I've chatted about quite a bit on my channel before too, and I personally use as well, is a language platform called italki. You don't particularly have to use italki, but I find this is great for working professionals such as myself who need to fit in language learning around our own schedules. You can meet your teachers on italki, take classes online, and then easily go and have a teacher kind of structure your content for you and keep you motivated and enthusiastic learning and continue to grow your abilities over the year. The third thing that I want to talk about is how to stay accountable with your studies. Because no matter what the language that you're learning or the skill that you're trying to develop at a period of time, one of the hardest things that we can do off the beginning is basically staying accountable with what we're learning at that period of time. What I always found with something like this is it's sort of a little bit having like a gym buddy in the gym. You go with your friend every day to the gym to kind of stay accountable to one another, right? So what you could do with your language studies is basically find a friend who's maybe studying a language, or it doesn't have to be Chinese, it could be any language, and then basically each week or maybe each day, depending on the frequency of how often you want to communicate with one another, communicate how your language studies went in that period of time. You know, what did you do? What went well? What didn't go well? Where are you struggling and whatnot? Because what will happen is this friend can kind of keep you accountable and also give you some external advice too on maybe how to overcome some of the challenges that you're facing at that period of time. Secondly, another option is if you're using a platform or maybe studying Chinese in person through something like italki or an in-person class, is you can kind of utilize your teachers as a accountability, somebody to keep you accountable. Because your teachers are there for your best interest. All the teachers that teach foreign languages, such as Chinese, they want to see their students grow and become better over time. So they're not going to give up on you, you know. So basically you can also ask your teachers to help you stay motivated and keep you encouraged in your process of learning a language. The second thing I want to talk about is the type of content that you should be learning. I'm going to assume that most of the people here, once again, are beginner Chinese learners or a little bit on the way. The types of content you should be learning, I think, are 3 things, and you can feel free to comment in the section below if you disagree with me. How to read, how to listen, and how to speak. These are the 3 key things, I think. I don't agree that you need to learn how to write. The reason why I think these 3 are really important is this, is that with Chinese, you could say be in the situation where you just can speak and listen, but to be honest is that there's so many types of words that have the same sound as other words that if you didn't know the character, it would be hard to differentiate them for quite a long period of time. So this is where I always found that actually knowing how to read can be very beneficial. So what does this mean for you? You can communicate with your teachers or practice through things like Duolingo or other applications that this would be the type of content that you want to focus on. So for example, what this might mean for you is that in your classes, maybe you're going to be focusing more on spoken communication in your classes. So you can listen and also speak. And then perhaps too, your teacher could help you with some articles. So there's things like mandarinbean.com that you can go and check out, and they actually have articles that you can read and then also follow along with your teacher. The next piece that I want to talk about is basically what types of content should you be consuming in order to improve your Chinese. First of all, one of the first things that I can think of is really TV shows. We want to consume many TV shows because they're easy to watch. They often have lots of characters and opinion that is displayed on the TV show as it's going on. And they often have lots of content that's really popular for, say, things that are being talked about in real life right now by people of any age. And on top of that, I think other things that you can think about would be things such as podcasts. There's plenty of Chinese podcasts, as well as news and articles, written articles. So once again, Mandarin Bean. Also, if you have any questions with where to go and find these resources, please leave a comment for me in the comment section. I will find you the resources that you need and I will supply the links on your behalf. The final piece that I want to talk about, and this is one of the most important pieces, is how to look at the big picture. I remember many times what people tell me is that you always overestimate what you can achieve in 1 year, but you always underestimate what you can achieve in 5 years. And I think language learning is a perfect example of this. Many people assume that within 1 year they can gain fluency in a language. Some people can, it's true, but it's extremely difficult and you need to find every possible opportunity to revolve your life around that, basically. Instead, I think a better and a healthier approach is looking at, okay, how can I get within a 5-year span? If you just put in the time almost every single day to basically do this, put in 5 or 10 minutes a day to just kind of chip in and learn a little bit. Over a 5-year span, you can bet yourself that you're probably going to be fluent in just about any language, just putting in 5 or 10 minutes a day and perhaps some class time each week. A better example though is that, for most of us, we have quite busy schedules. You're probably not going to be able to find time every single day of the week. So I think a better thing to do in this situation actually is, try to be as consistent the best you can. 5 to 6 days a week, do this every single week and look at your progress over time. You'd be amazed at how much better you slowly get over time by just doing these simple things. And I guarantee you, if you continue to do it like this, you're definitely going to succeed in your Chinese goals. Well, with that being said, everybody, that's all I got for today. Wishing you the best of luck in your Chinese studies in 2023. As always, if you have any questions or need resources for Chinese studying, feel free to come find me. You can also go to communities such as Learning Chinese on Reddit. And last but not least, as always, if you like this content, please give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. It will help my channel grow and reach more people who are keen on learning Chinese as a second language. With that being said, I'll catch you guys next time and take care.